Hello, everyone. The count is on. It's now day 42 of Bola Tinubu's presidency, and we are keeping tabs on activities and developments in his first 100 days in office. Thanks for joining us on the program. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. You can join the conversation now on Twitter. Let's have your feedback on the first few weeks of the Bola Tinubu presidency. The question is, what's your assessment of President Tinubu's 1 month in office? Remember to use the hashtag first 100 days, tag at TVC News NG and at Nifemi Oguntoye, and we'll be taking your tweets later on the show. Now, President Tinubu has departed Guinea-Bissau, where he met heads of government at the 63rd Ordinary Session of the Authority of ECOWAS. He's expected back into the country today. The summit is the first international engagement of the president on the African continent since he was sworn in on the 29th of May. And guess what? He's returning to Nigeria as the chairman of ECOWAS. Shortly after emerging chair, President Tinubu says he's worried about military takeovers in the sub-region that truncate democratic governance. He called for collective action from member states, pledging that his leadership will push ECOWAS closer to achieving the goal set and fulfilling the dreams of its founding fathers.
We will work collectively to pursue inclusive economic integration of West Africa, which result in warning to exploiters that our people have suffered enough. We should make a pledge here that in furtherance of our region's economic recovery and growth, we will commit to democracy and promote democracy and rule of law. I am with you. In Nigeria, we have.
All right, Nigeria, we are back. We're going to get back to the president's speech, his inaugural speech as chair of ECOWAS shortly. But let's turn our attention now to the presidential villa, where our State House correspondent Femi Akonde is standing by. Femi, let's explore some developments back at home while the president was away. The APC has now postponed its national caucus and NEC meetings that were supposed to hold today and tomorrow to next week. You spoke with the party's national chairman yesterday. You seem to have played down the crisis within the party post-election, right?
Yes, indeed, Nifemi, the party chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adam, was trying to be very diplomatic in that interview you referred to. You know, he denied any rancor within the All Progressives Congress. But, you know, people watching from outside can tell that indeed it appears all is not well in the APC. And some people have been speculating that there are also some forces against the national chairman who are working to ensure that he's removed as the chairman. What some of the perceived sins, I should say, of Senator Abdullahi Adamu predates the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu during the campaign leading to the victory on the ballot, and even how after he emerged as the chairman of the party, a lot has happened within that short period of time. And what the party is also grappling with now is trying to manage the success it got at the polls. And there are also speculations about his relationship with the president. I particularly asked him if indeed there's a frustrating relationship with President Bola Tinubu. And if I may, let's hear his response to my question.
Well, Femi, we probably will have to wait for that particular clip from your conversation with the national chairman. But before we get that, let's talk about how comfortable you think the party is with the president reaching out to the opposition. We've seen quite a number of them visit him in the past weeks, the G5 governors, former Senate president, the former PDP National Secretary was also there last week. Added that list, the former governor of Ekiti State. President Tinubu has talked about a government of national unity. How do you think his party is receiving it?
Well, if I may, again, I'll refer to that interview I had with the national chairman of the party. You know, he said that as soon as President Bola Tinubu won that election, he became the president of Nigeria, no longer the president of APC. So he's free to interact with Nigerians from all walks of life. Political party lines have been blurred for Mr. President. He is the president for all Nigerians, and that is why he has thrown his door open. President Bola Tinubu said he's going to run an open door policy, and he has literally done that with the caliber of people we see coming into the presidential villa to visit him. We have seen prominent members of the opposition party coming to meet with the president, having a long conversations with the president. We have seen the former governor of Kano State, who also contested the presidential election, Rabi Musa Kwankwa. So he met with the president, had about a 3-hour-long meeting with him. We have seen Ayim Pius Ayim, we have seen Olisa Metu, we have seen Ayo Fayoshe, and so many of them coming in to meet with the president. And they are also saying that, well, indeed, it's good to commend the president when he's doing well, and it does not matter if he's from their own political stock or not. What matters is that the actions of President Bola Tinubu are in the interest of Nigerians. Well, if I'm hearing that video I referred to, that response to the question on the relationship between the party chairman and President Tinubu is now ready. So let's listen to his response to my question, if I may.
Consultation with what happened. We are agreeable as leaders of this party to accept what transacted in the two chambers of the National Assembly. And the principal officers so nominated stand. I must accommodate the emotions and sentiments of other leaders of the party, and I don't just rush to say, okay, this is it. I've already given a statement, and I believe that I think whoever was standing against it or was wanting to have any further confrontation has sheathed their sword. And I think that's the end of the story. I have no problem with the president. And I'm a front runner. I led this party with God's guidance. We won the election. Everywhere I went with the president during the campaigns. We never had any issues between me and him throughout the campaign. And since the inauguration, nothing has happened for anybody to impugn the fact that there is a Cold War going on. Whatever Cold War means to them, it doesn't exist here.
Yes, Olufemi, he was also talking about the emergence of principal officers in the National Assembly. You recall that he came out and categorically said that the party, the All Progressives Congress, is yet to communicate to the National Assembly who these principal officers will be. And that immediately sent tongues wagging, and people started talking about a rift within the party and indeed within the National Working Committee of the APC. But he says that, well, that is now behind him. Indeed, the party was not consulted, but it is a family affair and it has been handled as such. And he also said he interacted with the president. The president got involved in these what appeared to be a rift between the APC and the National Assembly, and all of that has been settled now. So the party is looking forward to further engagement, especially with the appointment of ministers. But he is also saying that again is solely left to the president. The president is consulting in that regard, but they would all wait for the time the president decides to come up with his final nominees of ministers and send to the National Assembly for screening and confirmation. Nifemi.
All right, so some off-season governorship elections are due later in the year. We'll see how the APC can consolidate on its victory during the presidential election. Femi Akonde live for us in Abuja. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll turn our attention to what must happen differently with ECOWAS under its new chair. Stay with us.